Hi, what's up YouTube? Today I'm gonna rank all good units in Anime Vanguards. All of this is my opinion, so please don't hate, you should not agree. Yeah, I'm gonna explain why I put each unit in each tier and where they're good at. And yeah, let's go. So, starting with Chen. Chen is a very solid mythical. She has high range, good AoE, low SPA, but her damage isn't that good, and her growth passives are kind of mid because they're not always progging, and yeah, only if they're passive prog, then she does damage, but they don't always prog, so she doesn't do that much damage. Alligator is a very solid epic, not because he does damage, it's because he's passive when he attacks the enemy. Slow step, yeah, very good support. Many high level players pick him, but yeah, I'm gonna put him in here because that's all that he has. He can slow the enemies. Gara, I would put guaranteed here because they are way better epics, and he shouldn't be any higher than that. Genos is very good epic because he has low SPA and can break shields fast through his multi-hits. And he doesn't even do that. He does very mid damage, but not that low, so you can use him at the start if you want. Goku Black, in my opinion, Goku Black is the second best legendary in the game right now. Both his passes are very good, especially with story modes. He can kill bosses very good because each time he attacks in a wave, he gets 15% more damage, but each time a wave ends, he loses 50% of the damage buff he got, so it's only good in the last wave, but his other passive is that he can just execute enemies that are under 20% of their initial HP, so he cannot execute bosses, and it's only a story mode, but still very useful. I'm gonna put Gon in the low B tier. At the release of Binary Rank, I see was very strong because his passive was uncapped. His passive is each unit in his range, he gets 10% more damage, so yeah, it's very strong at the start of the game. You could get like 500% more damage on him, but it got nerfed to recap of 100%, and yeah, it's not good anymore. You can use them at the start, but not too late anymore in game. Ninja, yeah, he's the worst legendary. I'm gonna put him high C tier. Both of his passive are very bad, and his range is not great as well. His SPA and damage too. Yeah, you can still clear the first X if you have him, but yeah, he's not so good for low market stuff. However, I'm gonna put her in A tier because she's a very good support unit. She is, I think, the only support unit that can buff every unit, damage buff every unit in the game right now. And yeah, she is like a bit hard to obtain because you need to play very actively, and she's the last level of the battle pass, and it's very hard to level up right now. But still, if you have her, she's very good. You should have her in your team. Inosuke, I'm gonna put Inosuke in low tier because of his passive that he can bleed the enemies. He's one of two bleed units in the game right now, but bleed counters region, just like in anime matches, but region in this game is not as strong as in anime matches, so it's not a very big problem. And Itachi, I'm gonna put Itachi behind Goku Black because Itachi does burn damage, and his DPS, yeah, is good, but only against enemies that burn, so he needs to hit them, and then he does like good damage because of the passive, but yeah, you can use him to clear like the X or the story, but after that he's not very great, so you can always use him, but I was just getting other units. Sangjin Woo, I'm gonna put Sangjin Woo in S tier. He has like everything in the game that you need. Expect his AoE. His AoE is very very bad. He has a like small circle AoE, but everything else is very good. He has high damage, high DPS, good range, low SPA, very good passives. He can buff one of the best units in the game, and he can summon. He can summon enemies that he killed. That's very very strong, and he can summon 5 knights at the scale on his upgrade level. So I know if he does like 15,000 damage, 15k damage, then each of the knights gonna have 15k HP. So it's very very good to kill bosses. Kakashi, yeah, Kakashi is a solid epic 2. You can use him at the start. Um, yeah, you can clear the first X, but like I said, epics are you're not gonna use epics. Expect alligator and maybe not skill later on. Quinoa, I'm gonna put him behind Ninja just because of his passive. He can stun the enemies. He's one of 2 stun units in the game right now. But you don't need a stun unit right now. They're not like any hard game mode. Expect maybe level 20 to 25 Paragon, but still, you don't need to stun the enemies. Kizaru. In my opinion, Kizaru is the best legendary, and you can always have him. Like in late game 2, I soloed with him the Ignis stage where you can get Ignis. He's very good. He has very very low SPA. He's multi-hit, 2 good passives, and yeah, everything that we want from a legendary. I would suggest getting him like very early in the game so you can clear all the stages easily. And yeah, Naruto. Naruto is not very strong right now. Both of the passives are kind of mid because one of the passives is that if you note the tags, he gets lower SPA, but it's not that high. It's like 10 or 50%. His other passive is that each time he attacks, he gets 3% more damage up to 36%. That's kind of good, but he has low damage anyway, so it's not gonna increase that much. Yeah, so I'm gonna let him. Obito. Obito was, in my opinion, the second best mythical right now in the game. He has very very high damage, especially with his last passive, where he does burn damage. His first passive is kind of mid. He can only get like minus 12 SPA. His passive does that he loses. When you place him, each round he loses 3% of his SPA, so it's kind of good. He can lose about, I think, 12%, but it's, yeah, it's kind of good. So, yeah, still one of the best units in the game right now. Agony, I'm gonna put Pain behind Goku because Pain, he has very low range and high SPA. The only good thing on him is his support factor. He pushes back the enemies very far. It can be very helpful in stages like Paragon, where enemies are very fast, and yeah, so you can hit the enemies more often. But the effect has a very long cooldown on each enemy, so each enemy can be like only push back once. Has like 20%, 20 seconds cooldown on each enemy. So if you have not any other support unit in your kit, I would suggest using him. But if you get like Haruka or yeah any other unit, I would switch him. Piccolo. Piccolo is very good for the start, in my opinion. I had him too. His passive is that he does 150% damage each time, each 6 hits, and his attack does 6 hits. So He does 150% more damage each time he attacks. It's very good. Multi-hits, kind of low SPA. Yeah, just good. Sasuke, I'm gonna put Sasuke above Naruto only because I think he has a lower DPS as Naruto, but his passes are very good. He can stun the enemies. He's the second stun you in the game. His passive is that if he stuns an enemy, he does 50% more damage to the enemy. So if he stuns a boss, he does good damage to the boss, but after that, there's nothing else. He has low damage, 7 or 8 seconds SPA, I think. Very bad here. Very bad AoE. Not great range, but yeah, he's more of a support character. Alucard. I'd put Alucard above Obito. He has, I think, less DPS than Obito, but better passives. Like he can summon ghouls, he does bleed damage, and the one marking where every enemy that bleeds when getting hit by Alucard, they get permanently 20% more damage. It's very good. And his other passive is he can get up to 35% extra damage each time a ghoul kills an enemy. I think it's 1%, so his ghouls need to kill 35 enemies that he has his max damage. He's full AoE 2 multi-hit. Yeah, just very good. Icarus. Yeah, Icarus is like the best unit in the game right now. He does 20k damage, I think, each 6 seconds. Very high range, full AoE, multi-hit, very good passive. One of the passive is that he can't get stunned, has 30% damage increase and 10 less SPA. He also does 40% more damage to bosses, and his other passive is that he gets a 20% damage increase each time the summoning of Sanjivu enters his radius. It's gonna hold for 70 seconds, so if you always summon Sanjivu's Arise, you always have 20% less SPA and 20% more damage. It's like very good. He can do up to 30,000 damage with all of the buffs in game. Full AoE, just a great unit to have. So yeah, I would suggest farming him. Shingisi, yeah, very bad unit right now too. Doesn't have any use in the game. He does very low damage. Speedwagon. I'm gonna put Speedwagon in S tier because he's the only farm unit right now. He gets more money with Fortune. That's very great too. You need him in your team. Uh, so you can max out your mythicals, especially the very costly mythicals like Sanjivu or Icarus. Yeah, just great to have. I think every player has that, so S tier. Vegeta, uh, I don't know. I think Vegeta's the worst mythical right now. I heard that he gets buffed soon, but I don't know how good he gonna get buffed, or yeah, when he get buffed, I think it's gonna take a while till he get buffed. He's has 2 very bad passes right now. If he attacks one enemy, he has 100% damage increase. I think that's only good against bosses, but nothing else, because most of the enemies in game are not alone. Some enemies are in his radius. He has kinda low SPA. He's a good unit that you can place at the start of a round, but after that, he's not very good. I hope he get buffed soon. Zenitsu, I'm gonna put them in D tier, just behind these three. These three are like the worst units in the game, worst epics in the game. I would just using them at the start. I would summon, if you get them, I would summon more or sell them, whatever. Just use these or these units at the start. In late game use these, or I don't know if you want to use this. I personally think it's like a very great unit to have, but if you don't want to, you don't need to. Yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you liked it. I hope the tier list could help you with your problems. I don't know if you don't know what the best units are right now. Yeah, see you in the next video. Like and subscribe.